Hey boys, just wanted to do a different video for you this time. This is going to be a coaching points video. I think there was some opportunities that we can learn from the game on Saturday. And so I wanted to go through those with you so that you could see them from a different perspective and learn in a different way. Just a reminder, this is not to point out people's mistakes and say you're a bad player. This is an opportunity for us to learn from those mistakes so that we can get better as a team. So I hope this helps, and let's dive into it. So at the beginning of the game, we had a handful of turnovers. Here's one where we could have easily played to Henry. Instead, we kick it to Red, and they come attacking at us again. We needed to find our team on these balls. All right, here's a situation where we want to attack. We want to smoke this player, get the ball in front of the goal. You can see here Talon, he pulls back a little right there, then he tries to go forward, and then he stops the ball and he plays it backwards. We have to beat that player and get that ball in front of the goal. Worst case scenario, he's going to win it and kick it out for a corner or kick it out the sideline. It's unlikely he's going to take it and dribble down the field. Now, if you play it backwards against the run of play, now Red has won the ball and now they're counterattacking on us. We need to beat that player on the side and get the ball in front of the goal for a scoring opportunity. Here's another one that we played to Red when we didn't need to. We played the ball wide to McCade. McCade has a little bit of a heavy touch and he's trying to recover, but he does pull back and create space here. Right now you have Kai on a pass. He's in front of that Red player, okay? And right here the Red player checks back. You could still play Kai, but then you play it forward towards the four Red players. You're trying to get it to Lincoln, but he's marked. You need to play Kai. Kai needs to play Henry, and then we're out. Instead, they win the ball. They play it forward, and then we end up fouling them on a reaction right here, and then that's where they get a free kick and score their goal. So we have to play to white. We have to cut it and play it to white. We can't just play it forward. Here's their free kick goal. Grayson, you're on the line, but I think you're too close to the center of the goal. I think you need to be a step or two to your right. But right there, you can see you take a step out. Right now you're about 1.5 feet in front of the goal, and that gives them the 6 to 12 inches over your head that they need to put the ball in. Right there, you're out of your goal. It's going over your head and into the goal. You need to be back on the line, 2 feet to the right, and jumping straight up so that you can get more height, get more coverage, and try to keep that ball out of the goal. When you step forward just a foot, it gives them just enough room to get it over your head. You have to jump straight up from your line and not come forward and come towards the ball. So I think we can continue to learn on those and start stopping some of those high ball free kicks. We do a fantastic job at finding the weak side midfielder here, but nothing really comes of it, and I'll explain why. So we want to find that weak side midfielder. That's a huge plan of our attack. But right here, so first of all, Chase does a great job of opening his body, splitting these two midfielders, and playing to Henry in the weak side pocket right here. Henry, you do receive it with the wrong foot, and that does cost you half a second. That matters. You need a step left, receive right, so you can attack quicker. But right here, this is where the lost opportunity is. Lincoln, you can't stay on that side. You needed to be sprinting behind that player that Henry's attacking and to the right side of Henry so Henry can play into the space and not try to play to your feet here. If you stay on that side, he's left trying to pass between all these Red players and to a place where you've got a mark on you, right? But if you run into this space, Henry plays it to the right side of that player, you're in, you get a shot. The other player that needs to be there is Talon. Talon's coming up on this back right side way too slow. As soon as Chase is playing to Henry, Talon, you need to be booking it up this right side and demanding that Henry plays the ball wide. If that happens, you're scoring a goal. Okay, you need to get into that space. Henry plays to the right to Lincoln or to Talon, and we get a goal there. But instead, we end up playing it to the left where we're covered. The ball luckily gets through. This player should have stepped in. He didn't. It gets behind, but he's got Lincoln covered because he's got positioning on him, and they kick it out for a corner. I think we could have scored here if Talon and Lincoln would have made the appropriate runs. They hit a long ball on this one that I think should have just gone to our keeper. So right here, they hit it long. Their forwards are not up on our center backs. And you can tell the ball's hit hard enough. It's going to go to Grayson, but Isaac knocks it down, and it goes right back at Red. So I think Isaac let that through. Grayson yelled to tell Isaac to let that through. Their forwards are not in a dangerous position to score if we let that ball go past our defense. Grayson will just pick it up and we keep it. Instead, we knock it down right back to them, and now they have the ball. On this one, we do a blind switch to nobody. We do a good job of getting it wide here, but Tavin, I think we could play Aiden or Kai right now. Just cut it hard and play Aiden or Kai. Instead, you switch it really hard, and it just goes right to red. We need to do a better job at keeping that ball. Here's another example of using the weak side midfielder really well. Jace to a midfield right here, weak side. Vance makes a run forward, we play it through, and we get an attack. That's what we're looking for, boys. Here's another great opportunity for us. Great ball by Henry here to Josh. Josh does a great job at putting it across first time. We just got to get the inside of our foot on that ball, and it's in the back of the net. Kai, on this one, you got caught attacking forward by yourself. Right here, McCade does a good job at stepping to win this ball. But your first touch, Kai, right here needs to pass the ball to Aiden. Right here to Aiden. Aiden passes to Jace on the weak side, and then we're in 2-on-2 on the other side. Instead, you turn, you attack, he bodies you off, we lose the ball. Here's their second goal. It was kind of lucky on their part, but we did a poor job at clearing the ball. It comes across to McCade, and you get a touch on it, McCade, but it's kind of with the outside of your right foot, and it just pops it straight up in the air. You needed to open your body and get the inside of your right foot on it to clear it and get it over all their heads and into the midfield. Instead, it goes straight up to them, and then they get a lucky pop over Grayson's head. We got to get that ball cleared. Isaac, if you're going to demand to put the ball on your right side when we get these goal kicks, you need to be on the other side of the goal, so your first touch is away from the goal and not towards the goal. You should be receiving with your left and opening to the left, but instead you always want to go to your strong foot and you receive it right in front of the goal, and they come at you quick. They did it like 2 or 3 times. We can't do that. If you want to receive it to your right foot, you need to switch the other center back on the goal kicks, and then you can open wide and play with your strong foot away from the goal. So Vance, this is a similar situation to what Lincoln had in the first half. We get the ball wide, and then we play it from right to center. That means the opportunity is on the left side. That's where the space is. So we play center right here to Kai. Kai opens, but right here, Vance, when it shows you, you can see you turn and you start running towards the red players away from Kai. You needed to curl the other way into the space on the left side that Tavin's now coming up into, but now you're marked, right? And we play it, and red wins the ball. And if you would have curled the other way into space, Kai would have played to space. You would have had a left-footed shot, or maybe Tavin would have gotten up there. But Tavin wasn't there early enough. And I get when we rewind it back and look at it again, if Tavin would have been higher, it would have taken that center back. He would have moved to the right to cover Tavin, and it would have opened that space where you are. But Tavin's not up there yet. And so you're just running towards 2 red players, and now it's closed, right? So if Tavin's higher, that run's okay, but Tavin wasn't there, so you needed to run into that space, and we needed to keep that going to the left. All right, here's Kai's goal. Fantastic strike, good free kick. I still can't believe the ref called this. This is not a foul on Tavin at all. So we'll watch it in slow-mo. But this player's coming into Tavin and falling down. Okay? So Tavin, his arm is up, but it's because he's in running motion, right? Like he's running, his arms are moving. That player comes into Tavin, and then that player falls down. This is not a foul on Tavin, and it's taking away good opportunity in a 1-goal game. That's just poor reffing. I put this in here to highlight our defense. Isaac has a great step there, wins the ball. McCade bodies this player off really well, gets the ball played forward. So good job on defense. On this throw in, McCade, I think you want to try to knock this to Kai on your first touch instead of just putting it forward. And then Isaac does a good job at stepping and knocking that one forward as well. So Kai, on this one, it's very similar to that other one where you chose to dribble into players instead of playing middle. So I put it in here so you could see what can happen when we make the right decision in this moment. So McCade does a great job of getting back to win this ball, But right here, Kai, you do a good job at, you recognize there's 3 players. You pull back, you play it middle, Chase opens up, he finds Vance on a through ball on the weak side, and we're attacking fast, heavy, and hard. And Vance almost gets there, and we almost get the tying goal right there. Okay, so getting that ball middle is important. And then here comes our goal. Logan has a great big ball clear. Lincoln does a good job at battling, getting over to Vance. Great first touch, Vance. Great strike. And then a fantastic follow. Good composure there, Lincoln, to put it in the back of the net. Very good. So overall, boys, I'm really proud of you for digging in and getting that tie. However, I think you all know we could have beat that team by 2 or 3 goals. And so I wanted to do this video so that we can adjust a little bit, learn from our mistakes, and grow and become stronger. But I'm very confident you guys are you're going to have a good season, and let's go get it in the rest of the games. See you soon.